Alright, what's going on, fellas and gentlemen? I'm Make It Dash, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So, Edie says she wasn't scared at all. Her costume looked totally like normal, referring to her sister in Maya's body. But Maya had blood in her clothes, which is decidedly not normal, so let's present that. That was a very well-spun lie, Miss Edie. The exclamation point. Well, what are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. And that's exactly what Mia said. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Mia called him out and said, Miss Meanie, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Yeah, and? But I don't really think you thought that at all. Take a look at this picture. Yeah, no. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone like this appeared before you, all covered in blood. The blood spray! Miss Meanie, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. Order! Miss Meanie, what is the meaning of this? Bray, you must eat. See, Miss Meanie, I'm thinking, don't interrupt me. Of that herb! And what are you stammering about your honor? See, isn't he, you whip him and then call up your honor. That witness, her personality did a complete 180 there, yes indeed, just for a second, and we've seen that before when we talked to her about the car accident. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. ... First of all, calm yourself down, witness! I'm sorry, I, didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony! So we're gonna get another one. If you please! The judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's going to be. He keeps getting whipped. Me too, and the witnesses. After the murder, part 2. The side room was, kind of dark, you know? So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I, persuaded my sister it wasn't, right to do something like that. I guess in her lie, the sister told her what she had done. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. So, Maya came back. Yes, now I see! And you've given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood. You think? Thanks, Gramps. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? No. Alright, I guess not. Very well, you may question the witness. After the murder, part 2, cross-examination. The side room was, kind of dark, you know? Really, because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. It was, in fact, the middle of the day, and it didn't seem to have an outside door. Farmer's going to object. Don't push your subjective opinions onto this court! That's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Meanie's? You are such a hopeless cause! Witness, you may feel free to ignore this traitor little man! You know, I'm older than you. You know that, right? Probably both of you. Okay? Can't breathe. Let me out of here. Okay. So, the costume was, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. You didn't see the blood, if it is in fact dark. Yeah! But she must have had the gun with her at that time as well. Unless she left it on the scene. None of this happened, of course. I'm just entertaining the thought. That's, Are you going to tell me the next thing tell me next you didn't notice the gun either? I, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, her face. Continue! Why did I continue in judges with... And I was, like, persuaded my sister it wasn't, like, right to do something like that. Well, what was your sister, Miss Mimi, like at the time? Well, she was, like, totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think, like, she knew. She, like, said she did something really bad, and, like, she said she wanted to go with me to, like, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi Spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. Hold on, one idea here is that if Morgan performed, quote-unquote, the spirit severing technique, which none of this actually happened, of course. I don't even think Maya actually successfully channeled. Especially, actually, if that whole swapping thing with the sisters is correct, then that would actually make sense that she wouldn't be able to successfully channel because the sister is still alive and Edie's actually dead, and this is Mimi we're seeing right here. You know, pretending to be Edie. The other thing too that I was saying before is if the spirit severing technique was used and it was actually successful, that Morgan supposedly did that before she fainted. So yeah, all of this, of course, it doesn't matter because it's all complete bullshit anyway. And then I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Was your sister calm by that time? Like, I guess so. I guess maybe, like, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, like, made her feel a lot better. Oh, excuse me. I'd like to feel a lot better too! Mr. Phoenix Wright, the sooner the better! She says with her whip at the ready. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one left in the channeling chamber, you know? May I ask you one more thing, Miss Minnie? Oh, this isn't part of a statement. Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, when do you mean? When you were in the side room, or going to the crime scene, or arrived at the crime scene. Okay, I'm gonna take a state, but actually, I'm gonna go with, or in the side room, the box. I'm talking about when you were in the side room, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. What should I do? I guess press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. Just give up already, Mr. Phoenix Wright! Wonder if I put too much faith in Annie's ability to do anything with that brain. No good. I can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, the judge believes this testimony. Yeah, no. Where is the audience, by the way? Shouldn't there be audience members, like, up here? If you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, they'll end the trial. I know. We have to give it another shot. It doesn't matter how many times. Excuse me. Why do I fucking yawn? Listen, we can't give up. Okay, so I think we're back at the beginning. Alright, so I think what we should do is reload that other state. Let's ask about when she was going to the side room. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course, or to the chamber. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Okay, press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. Well, this is all generic. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court. Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something on the way to the channeling chamber is all that important? Okay, this isn't generic. Okay. I'm actually going to take another state. But I'm going to say, of course, that it's very important. Because, I guess, the incinerator. I ask because it is very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Or, the urn. Very well! Miss Meany, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony. Alright. Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone on the way to, like, the channeling chamber. I think I know what's going on here. I'm gonna take a state, but I actually already think I know what to present. So it's not gonna be any of those. It's gonna be... Yeah, I think I know what it is. It's gonna be the urn. Yep, music stopped. I finally found the fault, or I guess in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Because Pearl would have been there. Then... ... Take a look at this urn. Like, urn? There are cracks. Do you see them? So, like, what does that prove? Who cares? Excuse me. Who cares about some one-eyed-old urn? Like, yeah. I already, like, said I didn't see, like, anyone on the way to the channeling chamber, except that's your problem. I didn't, like, totally say anything about, like, an urn, did I? It looks like you still don't understand. I suppose if you'd really been walking along the right way at that time, there was no way you could have not seen this person. I'm not even gonna take a stay. I know who it is. It is Pearl Fay. I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Yes, and how's this child relevant? It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. Oh! And she just happened to break this urn. Oh! Oh! Well, wait, she broke the urn! Yep, she accidentally knocked it over with her ball. Grrr! And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of the winding way. Wow! She looks like a ghost there! If my theory is correct, could that be foreshadowing? Miss Meanie? Exclamation point? Pearl was there, in the winding way at that time. She was hard at work, putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see? If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. I actually am kind of legally blind. Well, basically, the cutoff for legally blind is that with correction, you can't see any better than 20 over 400. I meet that, but when uncorrected. I cannot see the big E at the top of the chart when I'm not wearing glasses or contacts. No. Grr! I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Meanie. You are a masterful liar. Except not quite, because I already, if she was a master, she wouldn't have been found out. Mr. Right, you need to watch what you say! The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Meanie, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course, because it wasn't the fucking side room. It was in the channeling chamber. No, it is just testified about that. That's right. I was, like, sleeping in the side room, and I really believe her. She really sleeping in the side room. Hell nah! There's no way. Your lies end here. Well, what do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. Now I say that's not possible because there's clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction? Where is this contradiction? It's in her testimony just now, it's in the evidence, or help me, Mia. I'm going to take a state. No, I'm gonna see if Mia can give me a hint, just for the hell of it. I may have overreached on this one. Is there really a contradiction somewhere? Don't worry, you're on the right path, Phoenix. It might be a little hard for you to see the contradiction, but it's there. So just this once, do you want me to help you out? You know what? No. I think I can do it. I don't want her help. It's hard for me to see. I can't just accept her help without thinking it through myself. That's the spirit. give it another try. Hey, Mr. Wright, what's your answer? Okay, I add another bluff to the pile. Witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. I say that's not possible, there's a contradiction, blah blah blah. I think I'm gonna say it's in the evidence. I think I know it is. The answer is in the court record. Well, what? Planning to throw out another irrelevant piece of evidence. Very well, the court will see this evidence. Wait, but Mia, I don't know what you plan on showing to the court. I can guarantee you the answer is not there. So it's in her testimony instead. Just this once, I'll lend you a hand. Now rethink your answer. Huh. Alright. I was gonna go with the box, but okay, what is going to see? This is all the same stuff again. Contradiction. Okay, it's in her testimony. Earlier in her testimony, Ms. Me, you made the following statement. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? I guess it's very simple. Miss Minnie, how did you know that fact? That is a good question. Unless she was told after the fact, of course. How? I concede that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I didn't have to say which statement either. Let's see, exclamation point? Which means, Miss Meanie, you did, in fact, go to the channeling chamber. However, you didn't go there by way of the winding way. She went there by way of a box. Gwah! But look at the matter of guide map! If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way. Except, see, well, this is actually only a partial guide map. But the thing is that she went to the channeling chamber, but she was never in the side room to start with. She was in there at the start, in that box. Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Meanie, please answer the question. Karma's going unchecked. I got that smile and the finger wave saying, ... Don't ask a question off of a baseless assumption, if you please! Exclamation point. Well, I suppose that you've put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix, right? You might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Okay, I can tell you that. Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah, the only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eenie Meenie. So now is the time to prove it. Okay. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place? I'm not even going to take a state. I've been thinking this over for far too many days. She's in the fucking channeling chamber. Miss Minnie was here, of course. What? But that's the channeling chamber! Isn't that the crime scene? Oh, yes, indeed it is. That's right. Miss Minnie was at the scene of the crime. Order! That's what that is. Wah! Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started. Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright. The box explains everything. Simple. Miss Amy was hiding at the scene of the crime, and then she jumped out, attacked Dr. Gray, knocked Maya out, and shoved her into the box to get rid of her. I was hiding? Where? Okay, what is it? Where was I hiding? Okay. I'm gonna take a state. But she has to be in the box. So I'm gonna go with whatever this little square here. If it's not that, I'm gonna go with behind the folding screen, but I don't think that's it. This means he was hiding here. Oh! If you're going to tell a joke, at least make it one I laugh at. Go home, boy, and look up what hiding means. So that was incorrect. Looks like I'm going after one upper. Yeah, count on it. Phoenix, you can't lose your cool like this. And grow up. Sorry, Chief. You still haven't learned your lesson, have you, Mr. Phoenix? Right. Okay, where? This is where, okay. So, I'm going at, that's the wrong button. I'm going to reload the state. Oh crap, I have to actually look at the times, because I've made 10 states today. I'm sort of recording 2 videos, sort of, in the same day. So where she was hiding, she's behind the folding screen, I guess. Here, of course. Behind the folding screen? Ah! Don't make me say this again! Recall yesterday's testimony! There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen, unless they were in the box. See, you stupid jerk! Wow, she's tearing holes in her beret. Hey, quit being so quick to pin it on me, slime ball! Hey, no, Miss Weenie, one so young as you shouldn't be saying, shut it, Gramps, as if you know exactly how old I am. Yeah, that's Mimi right there. See, I'm sorry! Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. Not even gonna take a state. She was in the clothing box. With the bullet hole 8 inches off the ground. Oh, that makes it. It went through the folding screen and into the thing. It wasn't in front of the folding screen. Okay. Miss Me, how you were able to hide at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. Ah! That tiny little box? No person can fit in that. Au contraire, Wanda was hiding in it yesterday. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Well, I disproved you when she was hiding from me in it. Excuse me. But that clothing box was in this side of the room, right? No, it wasn't. Not on the day of the murder. Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right. I was sleeping there, so I should know. Hey, that clothing box is there in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright, do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime? Yes, I can, with some evidence. I'm not even gonna take states. I know exactly what's going on here. And now, I present a piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. I'm going to take a state here. I'm not totally confident in this one. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what it is. It's the folding screen. Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid. As if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing. No, not in it. This one, I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole about 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen, and not necessarily in that order. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Meanie, you were hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Order! So what you were saying? Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Eenie Meenie? Yes, indeed I am. Or, rather, not Miss Eenie Meenie, Miss Mimi Meenie. That is exactly what I am saying. Miss Eenie Meenie, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume and masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey? She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No! Stop! I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness! If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition! This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime! It's not possible for one person to do that all by herself! Oh, you're correct. It's not possible. I'm not even gonna take stake. I already know everything. I have it all in my mind. It really is impossible. For one person to do all the preparations, that is. Oh! Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy! Wait. Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? It would be possible for two! Well, you can't be serious! Miss Meanie, you had an accomplice, and I'm going to present profiles Morgan Fay, not even going to take states here. This person! If it wasn't someone from the Crane Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume, and if it wasn't someone from the Fay household, you wouldn't have that box to use, which leaves Maya, who wouldn't pin the blame on herself, and Pearl, who's too young. Morgan Fay! Isn't that the wonderful lady you witnessed me had earlier? What is the one who you can find no flaw in your testimony? We had that whole testimony, so we can say that one line. What do you have to say to this, Miss Meanie? You shot the sheriff, Dr. Gray, with your own two hands. You don't need two hands to shoot someone, so you deny it. We got a shot of Dr. Gray shooting there. I think this is what really happened. See, and I guess if they were planning the murder the whole time, why would Dr. Gray have the gun too? That is what I'm wondering. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other two, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. She would have had to do that beforehand, though. Then she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so that she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Wait. She stabbed Dr. Gray, but didn't shoot him. So Dr. Gray did go in there with a gun. I guess he thought he might need to protect himself? Yes. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. And, right, because she was lying on the floor unconscious, not because she was over there preparing and meditating. And the sleeve hit Maya. Hit Maya's, or the bullet hit Maya's sleeve, but missed Eenie. He had bad aim. Murder then took the gun from Dr. Gray, and after that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear. I guess Morgan, wasn't expecting that, huh? And, shoot. And I guess what was she planning to do? She was planning to pin a stabbing on Maya, not a shooting. Which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. producing evidence. Miss Meany, she immediately covered her own costume with blood. So she acted quickly and pretended to be my fae. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fay chased us out, to keep us there for as little amount of time as possible. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. And the spirit severing technique wasn't performed at all, even if it's even a thing. Well, what is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind this murder. Who is that? Laughing at a time like this? Hark! Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still, by chance, evolving? What is it this time? Why is she the one? I mean, you'd think it'd be Eni. But, Mr. Wakama! Surely! Of course it was me! Do you really think someone of Wakama blood would lose to something this petty? What in the world? What sort of objection can she possibly have? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is, if this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Well, that's, yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Because she was working with Morgan. Morgan had her own she had an end of the deal that she needed to hold up to Morgan. She gets her revenge, Morgan gets the master's seat. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Eeny Meeny want to kill Dr. Gray? What is her motive? Her sister. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. Motive? That's... Can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you want Dr. Gray dead is this. The car accident. And I think... I'm gonna end the video there. Well, possibly. I'm gonna end this recording session here. I'm probably not gonna worry about editing it for a few days. I have a feeling this is about to end. If I don't get enough for a whole video there, I might end up splitting these, adding that on and splitting them into two, not so lopsidedly. But, I don't know. Out, I guess.